Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for spending your valuable time with the Adapt 2030 channel as we continue with more closures across Europe. This time nitrogen, I mean fertilizer. Natural gas prices heading up, going to be expensive this winter. Less rigs means less availability, even more tightness. And if it's tight, use oil. Well, oil going to near record lows for strategic petroleum reserves. Billions in orders canceled. Disposable income, they know it's drying up in the Fortune 5s. Baby's first recession, using household throwawayables, if that's a word, to make toys. Numerology and headlines about the Queen. That 33 pops up again. Herbs you can grow in water all year. And we are going to need a moment of zen next to the fire as Europe heats with wood this winter. And going to start you right here. Even more production shutdowns and curtailments, which means producing less. That's just a fancy word to say producing less, curtail. Now these shutdowns, I've been following this for at least over a month and a half now, when the electrical prices went to record highs and everything literally shut on a dime. So here's your newest list. The ammonia production was levels registered 2019. And the little yellow dots are where they are closing production. And you can see how many millions of metric tons are going to go offline. From ammonia to urea to the nitrates and all the good stuff we need to make fertilizer. And this is a good chart here. The total shutdowns, this is the previous week on the left there, that lightish gray purple mix. That's just from the previous week. Put that into context, the dark blue, that's how many shuttered alone this week. That's how much capacity went offline. Which puts us right about the 50-50 mark, meaning 50% of all production in Europe has ceased. How is that going to work for stock valuations moving forward? So you're talking about great collapse. We are in the midst of it right now. And the thing looking forward into next year, well, in the southern hemisphere beginning to get their fields ready for planting, but in the northern hemisphere, spring of 2023, the capacity here shut down of what we need to make fertilizer. 50% of the ammonia is offline. Fertilizer, 50% of it has just been lost. Urea, the nitrates, and this doesn't even include the Yara shutdowns either. So painting a broad brush stroke, I'll be generous and say 40% of all fertilizers will not be produced for next year. Russia, China, and India are saying goodbye to the US dollar as Biden is paying off student loans and printing more money. Some say the new reserve currency called BRICS should be backed by gold. Patriot Gold Group has a no fee for life IRA or 401k that can be in physical gold or silver. And you may be eligible for the no fee for life IRA on qualifying rollovers. Patriot Gold Group, Consumer Affairs top rated gold IRA dealer 6 years in a row. Call 1-800-356-4470. And now on with the video. You can add this in on a couple more data points here of strictly chemical plant closures, in addition to what we have from the previous list there for nitrogen production, nitrogen products, things used in fertilizer production. These do overlap in many ways, but there's also more that you'll find as other outliers on this map. This one here will be in the August closures. So at this rate, what is going to be left at the end of the year? And that's a valid question. Really, what's going to be left? If the rate of closures is ticking along as we see it here, this is not including the smelters of anything metal-based, the steel producers, copper refiners, aluminum, zinc. They're already following the same exact trajectory, the same exact pattern, but they've closed even earlier because the requirements to run those smelters with the electricity is even higher. I don't have the exact numbers yet, but it will eclipse 50% already by this time if we're at 50% for ammonia, nitrate producers. The metals producers are going to exceed that, probably 20%. I would say 70% are shut right now. So where does this take us in quarter 4 for stock valuations? See, companies have to produce something to actually have a value associated with their stock. Or if you're going to look out into the future, what they call guidance, what are they going to do next year? Or next year? Well, currently, this is in a full collapse mode. There's no way to give values to these companies anymore. And everything derivatives and futures markets spent out across the landscape here financial-wise, that's all coming to a complete standstill. So when you hear rumors of shutdowns, shut-ins, bail-ins, bail-outs, financial collapse, this is the reason. You can't tell me that you're looking around your country, whatever it is, whether it be Canada, the United States, Eritrea, I don't care where you sit on this planet, Argentina, Brazil, it doesn't matter, China, oh, they're in a complete meltdown. Everything right now is being overturned financially. You need that to bring in a new system though, but I guarantee you central bank digital currencies will come to the rescue at the end of this debacle. Prepare yourselves now. What do you think those candles are for sitting back there? That lantern that runs on lamp oil, what do you think that's there for? In case these lights turn out. That's what they're there for. Moving on to U.S. gas producers, those of you in the States. Strong demand from domestic generators, plus giving it away to Europe, giving it away to Asia. Don't think about anything at home. Why would we do that? It's a global community, one big group hug. U.S. working gas stocks, billions of cubic feet, the red line is where we sit. Now if that were an ice chart, that would be page one going, oh no, it's run away, losses. But nobody talks about it. It's gas in storage, billions of cubic feet. Bureau of Labor Statistics throwing this chart here. That is for sure going to continue upward. And when you look at the number of rigs, i.e. those things drilling in the ground to get you more gas, below what was considered record lows in the early 1990s. There's barely anything operating. Look at that. 2021. What do we got, 100 rigs in the entire United States operating? That's a travesty. And then we come to the oil reserves here, strategic petroleum reserve, as in if something drastic happens and the U.S. gets its oil cut off, i.e. oil embargo, that was meant to help us through some of the changes for emergency stockpiles, continuity of government, etc. But we are down to 500,000 barrels. Staggering losses there. Where's it all going? Oh, it was got sold. I forgot. It's an open market. Group hug. Baby's first recession. Stumbled across this one here on a Telegram channel. Making toys from household throwawayables. Remember, you can't say garbage anymore. Embrace the impending collapse of civilization. 100 thrifty projects. You might find that one in a used bookstore. Herbs you can grow and water all year. Essential knowledge right here. Sage, oregano, mint, basil, thyme, and rosemary. And perhaps you can get a glass jar at one of the retailers that are canceling billions of dollars in orders. Walmart and other retailers. Now, why would they do this? Reducing exposure in electronics, home, and sporting goods. Walmart's CFO, that's Chief Financial Officer right there for you. And moving over to Target, discretionary categories. Let me fill it in for you. Discretionary spending. Extra money at the end of the month. This is what they know is going to be drying up in Kohl's. And Under Armour also. They're canceling their orders. So what it says to me is there's a lot of knowledge being tossed around these elite circles. So if you know all of these collapses are coming in terms of plant layoffs across Europe wide, which is going to trickle into other areas as well. It can't just be by itself in Europe. It's going to spread across the planet. And you're looking at shutdowns in the retail sector. How many things have been shuttered, mom and pop businesses, over the last 2 years? Well, we're coming into major businesses right now. So if there's going to be this much increase in power prices and then that knocks on to how much you pay for your electric bill, in Europe, it's going to be up to 10x, 10 times more. And the new power bills just come out over in the UK. I've been getting some new power bills up to 25 times higher prices in the UK. $52 up to like $1,200. This is going to knock out at the knees any kind of what they call discretionary or disposable income. Gone. So if you're a retailer, they're talking amongst themselves saying, whoa, so much stuff is closing down so quickly. All those extra people out there that rely on jobs to have money, they're not going to have any money at the end of the month. They're offering financing on your electric bill now because it's too expensive. People can't pay it in one lump sum. So of course, I wonder what the interest rate's going to be when they finance your electric bills. 11% on a credit card, 18%? Oh, what's the electric bill going to be? They're offering food financing in England right now. Can't afford your groceries? Not a problem. You can still eat. Don't go to the street. We'll finance it. What do you think the interest rate's going to be on that? That is a new major industry evolving out of literally nothing across the EU right now. I'm waiting to see what the interest rates will be when it sets. And how many people are going to take advantage of this? So, okay, everybody's run to credit cards. They've maxed them out. Consumer usage of credit cards is all-time high right now. So I'm wondering what happens then when we come to the quote-unquote credit card of your energy and food bills spread out over how many years, and will there become a debtor's prison because of this? Food and energy, can't live without it. Might as well finance it. Banks are going to get way richer during this time, especially when it comes to universal basic income. I don't think you're going to be allowed to use that to wipe out your debt. I don't see that happening. Somehow it's going to be intertwined where you're going to be a debt slave. As they say, forever, in perpetuity. You ready for 2022, the end of it in 23? Oh my. Take a deep breath. Here it comes. 50-foot wave. Cherry on top here. Amazon suspends construction of new warehouses in Spain, i.e. same exact problems for everything. Disposable income. Why would you build a new warehouse to ship out more stuff when people are not going to buy stuff because they can't afford it? Then you won't need to ship it because nobody's ordering it. It being the stuff. And a channel subscriber sent me this one. Took a photo watching TV one night. Have to inflation. Gasoline 25% up. Groceries 13. Utilities 33. There's that 33 number again. That's the exact same 33 number that was in the Queen article. So these are the have-tos. You really can't live without utilities like heat, electricity, food. You're going to need that. But then when we look at California electric vehicle mandates, look at the other states that are going to ban gas cars. Time unknown, but it's probably going to be around 2030, which to me looks like a total 17 states. Now there's 50 states in the U.S. Will that mean that you're not allowed to drive into those states after they have the ban on the gas cars? How much of that will take off of the continental United States where you'll not be allowed to travel to because you're driving an internal combustion steel vehicle, also known as a vehicle? Over to the UK. 33 million watched the television coverage of the Queen's final motorcade being led by a goat. 9/19/2022 at 11 a.m., which would be 1/1. Leave it there for you. Do your own research. We're going to need some Zen time here next to the fire, or in Europe, they're going to be using wood to keep their homes heated through the entire winter. I don't think many people are going to be able to afford even a 5x increase in power prices, let alone a 10x or 20x increase. Extra blankets, pets sleeping with you. We're moving right back to the 1400s. The only thing we're going to be missing is the straw in the back of the barn on this one. I do thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of the video. Now Thursday nights, trying to move some discussion over to Revolution Radio Studio A, where Ransom Godwin and myself host a program for 2 hours. And we'll also be streaming on Rumble, BitChute, LinkedIn, YouTube, and a bevy of other platforms that you can find us. That will be mini Ice Age conversations every Thursday night, 10 p.m. to midnight if you're a late night owl on the East Coast. freedomslips.com. Hope you can join us there. And I'll spin you out some more information in the next video. Bye for now.